So I did some scrolling on social media and I've been looking at some of the church live streams, and I want to shed some light on why your live stream may not be sounding the way you actually want it to be sounding. And I'm inclined to believe there is one of two things that you're not doing that's causing your live stream audio to be completely wrecked. Now, let me just point out that having a decent camera, having a decent lighting is crucial for video. But on this video, I want to cover why your audio sucks on your live stream. Okay, now hear me out. So I've got two mics that's placed in this room. Right now, I'm only using this mic. So I'm going to switch now to just the room mic, and I want you to hear the difference. So now I'm just using the mic that's in the room. It's placed in the room that's out of shot. You can't see it. Your viewer can't see it. Well, I'm going to increase the volume a little bit. So that's the mic that's in this room. Now watch what happens when I bring this mic here back in, and I'm just fading it, fading in. Now we've got a much clearer definition of my voice. Now, this is what's happening in your live stream right now. Everybody that's streaming services, if you are hearing more of this in your live stream, which means a lot of room, a lot of echo, there's too much stuff that's going through, and if you hear, sorry, I just cut it out completely, but if you hear only this, so it's really dry, coming straight from this mic, it means that you don't have a combination of the two, which sounds like that. Now, in a live stream setup, you want to have some of the room sound, right? You want to have some of the room sound. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate that using a guitar. So hold on for me. I'm going to bring a guitar and you're going to hear for yourself what that sounds like. Maybe I'll grab the one that's on the wall. So notice that I've left the video running because I'm going to post this video exactly like this. Right, so now you can hear the room, and you can hear this mic, right? So let's just bring the room in only. So now that's the room mic. I hope this guitar is tuned. Okay. It's not tuned, forgive me, I literally just pulled it off the wall. So this is what your streamers are hearing. Your streamers are hearing what's happening in your room. Now I'm doing this on purpose. I've pulled this mic out completely. So, but this is what your streamers are hearing. Right? So your streamers, the people that's listening and watching your live stream are looking at your live stream, they're looking at it through a phone, a small phone. The video is really tiny. It's not really great quality. Okay, so I brought this mic back in. It's not really great quality, and they're having a hard time hearing what you're saying. So I'm pulling some of the room out. Now listen to when I play the guitar again, and I leave the room in, and I leave this mic in. Now, I hope it translates the way I'm trying to, because I'm not really mixing anything here. I haven't tested for levels. And again, these are some of the things you want to do in testing before you actually go live. But I'm actually just trying to illustrate the difference here between why your live stream sounds like this and why it doesn't sound like this. Right, so there's two things. So one of the two things you're probably doing is you're only using a close proximity mic. Now, this mic here it's a condenser mic, but I wanted to illustrate what your normal handheld mic could be. So like if your lead speaker is on the stage, on the platform, he has a wireless mic, any kind of wireless mic, it's running to your desk, you're sending that feed only to your live stream. this is what you hear. Or you've got a nice PA system in your church or in your setup, and now everybody is hearing this. So you've got your video and you're sending some kind of audio feed straight to your desk, or you're streaming directly onto your phone, which is not recommended, right? And now you're only hearing the room. That's all you're hearing. You're hearing the room sound. Everybody can hear everything that's happening, and it sounds distracting. It really does. Now, I was scrolling through and I looked at about 10 different churches live streams right now, right? Like 10 minutes. That's why I'm making this video, because there's two things. There's one of two things that you're doing, and it's either you're only sending your lead speaker's mic to the stream, or sorry, that's actually the room mic. So you're sending either the room mic to the stream, or you're sending just your lead speaker's mic. Now you have to have a combination of both so that you can involve your viewer. Now this is for atmosphere. If it's really dry, it's okay if it's just for podcast, and that's fine. So that's a different topic. But if you want your viewer to be more involved in the experience, then you want to be able to include an additional mic in your setup. Maybe a condenser mic that picks up the room, but you want to be able to include that into your setup, into your stream, so that your viewer can feel like they are part of the whole experience. Because right now I've got nobody in here. I'm in my studio. You can see I'm busy catching some Premier League, right? But I'm in my studio, and I'm using two different mics. Don't mind my dogs. But I'm using two different mics. One's capturing the room and one's capturing closest to me, right here. Right, so in your setup, I'm going to suggest to you, add one more mic, a condenser mic for your room. Send the dry signal from your desk to your stream, and then have, my goodness, these hardy does. I hope my dogs are chasing them, but they're probably not. Anyway, so you can see this video is literally not planned at all. Right? So you want, that's what you want to try and do now, is if you listen back to your stream, if all you hear is this, if all you hear is the room, and you hear it's nice and echoey and it sounds so spacious, and because it's playing on a small phone, yeah, it sounds bad. It really does. Right? But if you introduce a mic that's closer to your subject, then you have a more inclusive experience. People now want to listen. So this is how the professional setups do it. They have multi mic setups that's being sent to the stream. Now this is a really simple setup that I'm using now. Like so I'll put in a video of what the actual setup is that I'm using to shoot this video. But if you see, I've got a small Behringer desk. I've got two mic channels in there. I've got a splitter out, right? So the splitter out is from, I think that's phones. Then this here is going to the camera, and that's the camera. So I'm using a ZVE10 camera, and I'm plugging the audio source directly into the mic. And here's the two mics that I'm using. I've got that condenser, and I've got this Studio One. So that's the Syn 7, that's the Studio One, but really you can use any condenser. But that's the setup for this setup. It's really small, really tiny, but it's powerful. It's powerful if you do it right. And I hope this video sheds light on why your live stream audio sucks right now. And if you want any advice on how to improve it, reach out really. or if you'd like for me to have some kind of workshop or intensive, I've got a lot of knowledge on the stuff. I understand the live stream setup, and I've done a lot of fiddling, and I've not just fiddled, I've worked on live stream setups in massive churches. So reach out for help, guys. All right. And again, that's only if you want to improve your live stream, specifically the audio side. So again, just to demonstrate one last time, this is just the mic that's right in front of me. So that's your dry signal, which is generally your subject only. And this includes the room. And you can hear there's a little bit of ambience. It includes what the room is, what the room feels like. So if you were actually sitting right here in the studio with me now, it would sound like a bit like this. And then this is just the room only, which is a little bit distracting because you feel like you're in the room, but I'm really far away. And for video, it doesn't really make too much sense. So you want to have a setup that's just that. You want to have two different sources, one covering the room, one covering your subject, and blend the two together. It will improve your live stream audio dramatically. Drop a comment if you are seeking any kind of advice. I'm happy to set up a Zoom with you and your entire team so that we can uncover what's actually going on in your setup, and I'll help you to improve the setup that you have currently. Until the next one, get your audio right. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Back to some more Premier League.